In this video, we will be going over how to graph quadratic functions in vertex form. Your objectives are, I can identify the vertex in quadratic functions that are expressed in vertex form, and I can graph quadratic functions in vertex form. So in your activity, the first thing you were to explore was to see what happens to the graph when h is greater than 0 and k is greater than 0, and also when h is less than 0 and k is less than 0. So in this first slide that you see on the screen, you notice that my h is equal to 4 and my k is equal to 2. Notice that you see the numbers 4 and 2 on the graph right here on the vertex. We also see that 4 and 2 is plugged in for h and k, and therefore it becomes x minus 4 squared plus 2. Notice that the vertex is at the minimum because it's at the bottom. Notice that we moved 4 right and 2 up. When the quadratic function's value of h is less than 0 and k is less than 0, meaning that in this example, h is negative 5 and k is negative 3, notice that the graph moved left 5 and down 3. Left 5, as you can see, is the h value, and 3 is the k value. So notice that the negative 5 was plugged in for h, and if we simplify this, it will actually become x plus 5 squared. And notice that k is negative 3, so we plugged in negative 3 is minus 3. And this could be your simplified function. Notice that my vertex is still the h and the k value, which is negative 5, negative 3, right there. So let's elaborate. Notice that when we have our h value as 4 and k is 2, notice that the graph moved to the right 4 and up 2. Also notice that our vertex is 4, 2. So to sum this up, what we did was we plugged in 4 for h and 2 for k. And if we use our formula y equals x minus h squared plus k, we plugged in h for 4 and 2 for k. And their formula changes to y equals x minus 4 squared plus 2. And if we refer to the function written on left of the decimals activity, it matches up. So let's review. The vertex formula is y equals ax minus h squared plus k. Remember that the x value is on the axis of symmetry, so if we set x minus h equal to 0, we can find that x is equal to h. And notice that the h is in fact part of the vertex because our vertex is h comma k. Now, how are you certain that k is the y value? Well, if you plug in h, then you will get a times x minus h squared plus k, and you get h minus h squared plus k. Notice that h minus h is 0, so it'll be 0 times a, which is 0, plus k, and we get our y value is equal to k. So if you forget, just plug in the x value like you would in a standard function, and you would still get the y value, which in here is the k. And then the direction is still determined by the a value. If a is positive, it will go upwards, and if a is negative, it will go downwards. So there are very similar characteristics of vertex formula and standard formula. However, vertex formula, you can easily identify the vertex. So in this example, we're going to practice finding the axis of symmetry, the vertex, and we're also going to sketch this graph using the information. So if you want to try this on your own, press pause, and then you can resume once you're done solving the problem. If you are kind of clueless and you just want to follow along, that's fine, but make sure you're taking notes so this can help you on your future problems. So let's begin. The equation is y equals x plus 4 squared minus 2. If we translate this to vertex formula, we know it's going to be y equals x minus h squared plus k. Now, what we want to do is identify the axis of symmetry. So to do so, since x plus 4 is in the parentheses, To find the axis of symmetry, we will have that equal to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0. And you're going to subtract 4. And we're going to find out that x is equal to negative 4. So our axis of symmetry is at negative 4. And you will graph the axis of symmetry with dotted lines. So you know this is your point of reflection. Now, to find a vertex, you can easily identify it as the HK. Notice that the H value has just to be opposite, which is negative 4. And the K value is negative 2. And you can easily identify as negative 4 and negative 2. Now, if you're still skeptical, then what you can do is you could plug in the axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative 4, to the equation. So now we'll have y equals negative 4 plus 4 squared minus 2. Notice negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So 0 minus 2 is in fact negative 2. And we get our vertex is negative 4, negative 2. Now graph the point on your graph. Okay. Notice my A is 1 because there is no value in the front. So we know that the graph will go in the upwards direction to help us sketch. Now, the next step is after we identify the vertex, we want to find a couple points to graph. So we're going to create a table. And remember, a vertex is right in the middle. And we want two x values that come before negative 4 and two x values that come after. So before is 5 and 6. And after will be negative 3 and negative 2. Then you're going to plug it into the equation to solve. So let's begin. To start, we're going to start with negative 6. So plug it into the equation. Y equals negative 6 plus 4 squared minus 2. Simplify. Get y equals 2. Then go to the next problem. Y equals negative 5 plus 4 squared minus 2. And you get y equals negative 1. Notice that it is going in a consistent pattern, it's going downwards. So from here, what you could predict is that after we hit the vertex, which is negative 4, negative 2, it should start going upwards again. So let's continue. Y equals negative 3 plus 4 squared minus 2. Y equals negative 1. Then last one, x equals negative 2, so plug it in. Then you get y equals 2. Notice that it is a reflection. Then with these points, graph it, just like how you would do it for a standard function. Negative 6, 2. Then connect the points, create your parabola, and notice that it is going in the upwards direction. Remember, our 8 is equal to 1, and we are done with graphing the quadratic function for this vertex formula. So as you can see, the steps are very similar, just identifying the vertex is a lot easier with the vertex formula. So with this idea, try implementing the tricks that you learned from this video and try the next problem, y equals negative x plus 2 squared minus 7. And then check your work using Desmos.